Alright guys, what is going on? BusterBarnes here, bringing you my match preview for Chelsea's game against Crystal Palace later on today. The early kickoff at 12:30, and I will be bringing you my team predictions and my score predictions as well. Hopefully we can obtain the W over the Eagles after not too so great results against West Brom and against Spurs, where we did draw both games and lose to Spurs on penalties as well. So I hope you guys do enjoy these previews. Please be sure to leave a like and comment down below your score predictions and team predictions as well. And as always, subscribe to the BusterBarnes YouTube channel. I did last night upload my first episode of my FIFA 21 career mode. It was with West Ham, so if you guys do want to check that out, the link to that will be in the iCard, so you can always go and check that out if you're interested in some FIFA content as well. Okay, so getting into the match preview, Frank Lampard did report that Christian Pulisic is fit to be in the squad today. He won't be fit enough to start the game, but he will be able to make the bench, which is just very promising for us. Slowly but surely, our players are coming back into the team, which is nice. But he obviously won't be in my team prediction, as he will not be fit to start. Other news, Hakim Ziyech is not quite fit yet, which is a bit strange because he got called up to the Morocco squad, which is a little bit annoying. Hopefully he doesn't play if he's not fit to, because that could just cause more problems for us. I can't believe the international fixtures, there's 3 of them in the space of like 2 weeks. I think that's a bit too much, but hopefully the international managers will take note of this and not overplay their players. But if I am going to have a quick note on Crystal Palace, they've actually started quite well, getting a win over Southampton, a win over Manchester United as well. Manchester United, it was their first game, and they weren't maybe as fit as they'd like to be, but still a win nonetheless, a very impressive one. And they did also get a loss to Everton as well, so maybe bring them a little bit back down to earth there. But we can definitely not take this match lightly, as Crystal Palace will be very dangerous, especially from the counter-attack. Players like Zaha, players like Townsend, Batshuayi won't be able to play because he is on loan. But they also, set up quite well defensively as well, even if maybe their personnel is lacking a little bit. So we definitely cannot be taking this opposition very likely at all. Okay, so getting on to my team preview for the match. In goal, it's obviously going to be Edouard Mendy. Had a nice debut against Spurs. Maybe not the most convincing display ever, but just a display that really has beaten anything that Kepa or Willy Caballero have shown us recently. He played with some confidence, he caught some balls from crosses, punched some balls away, and did make some very nice saves. Maybe they'd be regarded as standard saves, but I mean, what is maybe a standard save for Edouard Mendy might not be a standard save for someone like Kepa, unfortunately, at this time. So yeah, he is going to be getting the start in goal, and hopefully he can keep up his confidence. Maybe he can gain some as well with another match under his belt, get a bit used to the backline in front of him, which is going to be Reece James at right back, who will be getting his start over Azpilicueta. They seem to rotate in and out a little bit, so his crosses should prove to be very dangerous for us. And also, I believe last season at Stamford Bridge he had quite a good showing against Zaha, so hopefully he can try and replicate that performance as well. That would be great. Centre backs, I'm going for Thiago Silva and Kurt Zouma, 2 centre backs that I think a lot of people think is our strongest combination. I would like to see them start playing together a little bit regularly, and maybe Tomori coming in every now and again, but I think these 2 need to play. Kurt Zouma, another good performance against Spurs as well. If you guys want to check out the review of that game, you can. Thiago Silva did make a mistake against West Brom, but overall it was a solid performance. He needs to get used to the team as well. It was his first game back, basically his pre-season match, so you can't necessarily blame him too much. I think him starting with Kurt Zouma should hopefully prove to be a very solid duo. At left back, I've got Ben Chilwell making his first Premier League debut for the club from the starting position. I think that he looks decent against Spurs, maybe a little bit cautious, but you can always expect that coming back from an injury. I think it's important now to get minutes under his belt, and hopefully this back 5 can be one that we see going forward in a lot of matches, and hopefully it could prove to be quite solid. So the formation I have gone with is a 4-2-3-1, and I know that may be controversial. Some people don't like it, some people do. I may have gone with a 4-3-3, however, because of personnel, I do think that maybe a 4-2-3-1 will be more likely. This could, however, turn into a 4-3-3 if you really wanted it to, as you could have Kante sitting deep, but I have just gone with him and Kovacic in the double pivot. Some questions over this pivot against West Brom. I didn't think it was necessarily the best. Kovacic hasn't really been on great form recently, however, it is the start of the season. Kante does, however, look back to some good fitness and hopefully can reach his best form that he has obviously reached in the past when he did get PFA Player of the Year. So hopefully we're seeing the best from him. Again, this could shift to a 4-3-3 with Kovacic as in that 8 role, so not too strict there, but I do think that hopefully if these two play together a bit more, maybe they can get some understanding and maybe they won't be so easy to break down. Going up next to the next person is going to be Kai Havertz at the number 10 role. Plays quite well there, links quite well with the players around him. Did score the hat-trick against Barnsley, did get an assist against West Brom as well. He just needs some more Premier League minutes to get used to the league. Crystal Palace can be quite a physical side, so it'll be interesting to see how he copes with that. However, I do think that hopefully we will see him thrive in this position. Then when we go to the front three, on the right I've actually gone with Callum Hudson-Odoi. Now I've gone with him over Mason Mount for probably about 2 reasons. The first one is mainly fitness. The main reason I didn't go with a 4-3-3 is because I think that Mason Mount does need a rest, and some people might think, oh, you're just kicking him out because he performed badly against Spurs. Well, obviously he didn't perform that well against Spurs, but I'm not really holding that against him. I just think he gets played week in, week out all the time, and maybe he's just not ready fitness wise to do that. So I do just think he does need a rest. Hudson-Odoi I thought was quite impressive against Tottenham, was impressive against West Brom as well, so I think he does deserve a start. However, questions about his future. There's rumours about him getting loaned to Bayern Munich. I don't really think that makes any sense, but I mean, obviously he was linked to Bayern before and was potentially going there, so I don't really know what to quite make of these rumours, but I think it's probably BS, but you can never say never in football. So hopefully he's staying, and hopefully him starting today will prove that. On the left I've got Timo Werner. Did score his first goal against Spurs, so hopefully he can replicate that in the Premier League and get some Premier League goals to his name on the left. Maybe the left wing isn't necessarily his best position, however he does make loads of very dangerous runs, and it will just be up to some Premier League players, Chelsea players, to try and find him. I think that's all just coming with chemistry, getting used to how Timo Werner plays. Hopefully him and Kai Havertz will be able to link up quite well. I do think that Timo Werner will hopefully grab another goal in this match. Up front I've got Tammy Abraham, has performed quite well. I love how he stepped up first to take a penalty for us against Spurs, considering he missed last season against Liverpool. He has also scored against West Brom, he scored against Barnsley, so he's on some good goal scoring form as well. Could have potentially scored against Spurs as well if he was played in by Hudson-Odoi. I don't really blame Hudson-Odoi for not taking that shot himself, but yeah, Abraham's looked pretty good since coming back, so I would start him again. Obviously Christian Pulisic will make some sort of substitute appearance later on in the match, hopefully anyway. So yeah, that is my team. Let me know what your guys' team is down below. Would you go for 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3? Would Mason Mount start? Would someone else start? I would love to know. Okay, so getting into my score prediction for the game, and I think I'm going to be a little bit optimistic now. It is this back five's first game together, which doesn't mean that they could potentially concede a goal, as they're not all used to playing with each other. However, I'm going to be optimistic with Kante in that sort of defensive midfield role. I am going to go with us to keep a clean sheet. Maybe very optimistic, but especially against an informed Crystal Palace side. But I've got faith, and I will be going for a 3-0 win. Hopefully this is where we can pick up a bit of form and start winning some games, and it probably would be typical as well for us to pick this up and then there be an international break. Just, you know, it's a Chelsea thing where we would definitely pick up our form at probably the worst possible moment, but hopefully we do get the 3 points. If I'm going to go for the goal scorers, I'll go for Tammy Abraham scoring 1 goal. I'll go for Timo Werner scoring a brace. Assists from Callum Hudson-Odoi and Kai Havertz as well. Why not? So that is my score prediction. Let me know what your guys is as well, and I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Leave a like, comment down below and subscribe for more Chelsea FC content, FIFA content, Fantasy Premier League content. I've got it all coming to you guys on this channel. Hope you have a nice day. Come on you Blues, and I'll see you next time.